Beep, beep. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, I'm having mic issues here this morning. My mic died a few times. I was just yapping in the last video endlessly about Anaconda, and then, I don't know, my mic just died. But I didn't even get to the main point of the episode here. We'll skip past the Anaconda stuff, and we'll just get right into recapping 2025. That's the main thing I wanted to do here. I wanted to look back at 2025 and look ahead at 2026 a little bit. So we just look back at this show a little bit. This is our 25th episode of this show, and I started doing this like in the middle of the year last year for the morning show hits. So I just wanted to look back at a few of my favorite moments from that particular show, and I put together a little highlight reel of every single episode actually leading up to this moment. So it shows a quick little 5-second clip from every episode leading up until now. So we'll just quickly recap Movie Mondays with Matt here on the morning show as it was. So let's take a quick look back, and hopefully there are no more mic issues. Here it is in full. Joink.
For our director Matt.
Yeah, he joins us this morning.
Mic is up. Here we go. This is my first appearance on Movie Mondays with Matt here.
Good morning, Matt. Thanks for
this was
joining
the
us.
Jurassic World Rebirth episode, and now this is the I Know What You Did Last Summer episode. I had the hook. I was going to wear the whole Hookman costume that day. This is my little Clark Kent bit for Fantastic Four First Steps. This is Happy Gilmore 2. I'm doing a few of the quotes there. It's all in the hips. And this is the Naked Gun, the reboot here. This is the first time I actually pulled out the actual videos. This is Ninja Turtles, of course, my favorite of this batch, leading into the Blues Brothers when it was back at the cinema. And Jaws here was back on the big screen for its big 50th anniversary. I'm Quint from Jaws. Another one of my favorite cosplays here. And this is, yay, Annabelle, the scary doll from The Conjuring Last Rites. And here I am as Chucky for the Toy Story episode. And I'm Venom here for the Spider-Man episode when those were all re-released for no reason at all. And then here I am dancing around like a fool for the Young Frankenstein episode.
Let's start with
Sydney.
And
I will be
this
here
is the start of the
all
Halloween
October,
episodes
bringing
here.
you
I'm the
the
King of
best
Halloween once again for Casper. And then here's for my movie, the King of Halloween movie special, part 1. And then the following week I did the King of Halloween Halloween special on the morning show. And then here is John Carpenter's Halloween. This was the last one of the batch. And then this is one of my favorite moments here, the catastrophe of Back to the Future and Doc Brown. And then here we are the next week. This is Rocky. We're playing Rock and Sock'em Robots. And then I was the Predator for Predator Badlands. And then I'm the Wicked Witch here for Wicked for Good. I melt away. And this is the Grinch. This is the start of Grinch Week and all of the holidays coming up. This is Christmas Vacation, National Lampoons. And here's Gremlins. I show up as one of the Gremlins. And then this is last week, me as Santa Claus for Silent Night, Deadly Night. And I get to scream out, Garbage Day! One of my favorite quotes. And then here we are lastly this morning, the 2026 leading into the year.
Well, almost Happy New Year, everybody.
Gonna go right back to Cam here. This is today with Anaconda. Joink. All right, back on Cam. Well, there you have it. There's the highlights of the last few months of doing this show, and I make a resolution to be just as obnoxious next year as I was last year. This has been a very fun segment, and I'm grateful that I even got the chance to do this. So we look back at 2025. The segment, so let's talk about the 2025 movies that came out last year. These were the highlights that I talked about this morning. Sinners, one of my absolute favorites, came out of nowhere. It's an original one, too. Didn't expect that one to be as good as it was. I gave into the hype and went to see it, and yes, it lives up to all of the hype. Definitely check out Sinners if you haven't. Next, Final Destination Bloodlines. This was one I was very excited for. This is The franchise has been kind of dormant for a while, and this is the first time Tony Todd is back, and it's the last performance of Tony Todd. So see Final Destination Bloodlines for that alone. The next, The Conjuring Last Rites. I expected this to be good, but not that good. It was a good way to end the franchise, and they do bring in Annabelle, and they have little callbacks to the rest of the franchise in this one. I really loved that one. I didn't mention this one on the morning show, but I'm going to now. The Black Phone 2. I really enjoyed that one. They really went the Freddy Krueger route with it, which, you know, say what you will about that. I thought it was a fun, solid movie, and it had a different feel to it because it takes place in the winter, and it's just, yeah, there's something about it that hits. Like that character, the grabber, he's iconic now. So go check that out, and they better be working on part 3 because I am eagerly anticipating another one of these Black Phone movies. Next, Predator Badlands. That was one of my favorites of the year, absolutely. Didn't expect it to be as good as it was. It didn't seem like it was going to work as a concept, having the Predator as the main character, but it really worked. They did some good work on that, and I can't wait to see what's next for that franchise. Lastly, last week's pick was Silent Night, Deadly Night. That is one, I talked endlessly about it last week. They had a different take on it, and I really appreciated what they did. They made him the anti-hero rather than the straight-up villain, and it's more fun to watch. Yeah, I didn't expect that a Silent Night, Deadly Night reboot would be any good at all, but this one really stood out. So check out all of those if you get the chance. These are the ones I recommend for 2025. Now, we're going to look ahead a little bit to 2026. And these are the ones that I'm going to eagerly anticipate. So, Scream 7, first and foremost. I love all the Scream movies, every one, even Part 3, which is my least favorite. I still love it. I think every one of them is solid enough on its own. Ghostface, iconic character. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next with all those characters. And then Nev Campbell's coming back as Sydney, so that's huge. And I get to say, well, hello, Sydney, on the TV to Sydney. She better not be off that week. I've kind of been waiting a long time to do that, so very excited for Scream 7. Then the Super Mario Galaxy movie, very excited for that. I loved the first Mario Brothers movie. And then I even loved the first Mario Brothers movie, but that's a whole different thing. So excited to see what they do with this in setting up what needs to be this Nintendo universe. If they don't set up a Nintendo universe, they're really missing out on an opportunity. So I can't wait to see what happens there. And bring in all these other characters that we know and love. We're sure Yoshi's going to show up. I'd love to see Wario, all these other characters. So that's one to watch for. Masters of the Universe is another one I'm excited for. There was only one real live-action He-Man movie prior to this point, and it was not good. It's infamous for being bad. It's a fun watch, but it's not satisfying if you're a fan of He-Man. And presumably, this new one works for the fans. So excited for that, to see it being done well. Then next, Scary Movie 6. This is another franchise I love and has been dormant for the longest time. And the rights have been reverted back to the original creators, and they're bringing back a lot of original cast members from 20-some years ago. So that is exciting. Toy Story 5 then. Very excited for that. Everyone agreed on the morning Toy Story 5 is probably the one that they want to see. I just want to see an improvement over Toy Story 4. That's all I ask. They have nowhere to go but up for Toy Story 5. So let's see what happens with that. And then Supergirl. It would be good to see that property done well. There was one Supergirl movie prior, and it's also kind of so bad it's good. That one was done in the 80s. I love the casting choice, though. Helen Slater was great as Supergirl. But this new girl, Millie Alcox, great. She's really going to kill it, I can tell you already. So, next, Evil Dead Burn. Any Evil Dead thing is great. There's not a bad Evil Dead thing out there because it's produced by all the same people who have their heart in the right place. It's Bruce Campbell, Robert Tappert, Sam Raimi. They're all involved with all of them. Love it. Love to see what they have going on. There's even talks of Bruce Campbell coming back as Ash. Whether he does or not, I'm still going to go see it, and it's still going to be great no matter what. So, lastly on this list, Coyote versus Acme. I am so excited that this may finally see the light of day. Unless this Warner Brothers takeover screws this up, this is finally our chance to see this movie. If you know the controversy and the hoopla, this is a fully finished movie that Warner Brothers shelved for a tax write-off, and the whole thing was it's never going to see the light of day. Like legally, they can't release it. The whole thing. So they sold the rights, and someone else is releasing it, and it'll finally see the light of day. It has Will Forte in there. I love him, and I just love the idea of the Coyote, the Roadrunner, Acme, the Coyote suing Acme. The whole thing is just a hilarious concept in and of itself. Really want to see that one. So that concludes the films I'm excited for 2026. So that concludes this episode, and I got through it without any additional mic issues. Yay! So thanks again for tuning in, my friends. Thanks for sticking around through all those issues. And thanks for sticking around this far, even through all the shenanigans that we've gone through over the past few months here. It's been a great 2025. I expect it'll be an amazing 2026. There will be more shenanigans on this end of the table. And yeah, until I see you guys next year, stay spooky, my friends.